Hello there, welcome to Chipola College Television with Chipola Athletics. Royce Reagan here with the TV department. Have with me today one of our coaches, in fact our softball coach. We have two softball coaches. One is the boss and one thinks she's the boss. But here he is today, Coach. Or is it the other way around?
It's the other way around.
Okay, that's what I was trying to say, but in my nervousness, I probably said it backwards. Well, Coach, now, how does it go from a national championship to telling those girls they've never won a game? How do you do that?
Well, what we talked about at practice the other day, and I actually didn't say practice, we're really just warming up to practice, which we'll start. The questions that they've got to answer with repeating is that just to work hard. That's all we're focusing on this year is to work hard. The outcome will be what it is. Well,
you know, y'all won it in 2007. She won it. You helped a little bit. Okay, I'm trying to make up for that other line. And then you won it in 2015. Well, Coach, it's not hard to win that national championship. You only got to win about 75 games in a row without losing.
Well, and last year I think we won 47. But we got a bunch of breaks, and that's what it takes for a lot of the championship teams. One, the team came together at the right time. At the end of the season, we were probably playing our best softball. And then, at the state national tournament, we got some breaks, and we capitalized.
Well, you said breaks, but I've heard you tell them the harder you work, because you kept saying, keep working, keep working. Did you have faith at that state tournament whenever we were behind at the last inning, down 2-0 with one out, and you said keep working? How do you do that?
Well, and that's what we preached all year, was to keep working. Just, don't give up and keep fighting. And that's what, we've tried to do here at Chipola the 12 years that she's been here and the 11 years that I've been here, is just, every pitch, every at-bat, every game, just to keep working.
Well, what about this? How many of the national championship team is returning?
We have 5 returning players, and then we have a 6th, which is Peque, or Nayeli Lopez.
She was here, but she didn't play much.
She played the year before.
Yeah. Well, she got hurt, right?
She got hurt. She broke her hand last year and redshirted. She was supposed to be our starting shortstop. Broke her hand, and then Courtney Davis stepped in and played short all year.
Well, Courtney came nervous as a cat, and then she didn't get to play in the game because she was playing the team that she had played, and y'all must have agreed if you'll let her come, we won't. Is that a normal rule, or is that everybody agrees to that?
It's not normal. We did agree with St. John.
That's where she was in school.
It was St. John, and she signed a scholarship there, decided not to go, and for her to be eligible to play for another junior college, they had to get a transfer waiver. Well, they wasn't going to sign it. So Miss Hendricks and our athletic director decided then that, hey, we'll see if they want to. And if we play each other, then she won't get to play.
That's what we offered, and they said okay.
That's what we offered, and they said okay. And then it happened to come down to the first game of the state tournament, and we played them.
But I think that fired up our team. Do you not agree?
I do, and they showed some little, non-sportsmanship, I guess. They didn't shake her hand.
Really?
And she didn't even play, but so that kind of fired us up a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's what we want. Well, name those that are returning, Coach.
You got Courtney Davis at shortstop, who's projected to be there again. You got Dana Edmondson, who's going to be projected in the outfield. BB Gabrielle Santos, who's also in outfield. You got Ilona.
Did she ever make an error last year?
Throwing error, possibly. Fielding, not fielding. But she does get aggressive on her throws, so she'll try to throw you out when you're 2 foot off.
Yeah.
And she might throw it away, but not many.
No, I don't think so.
You got Ilona Andringa coming back as a pitcher. And you got Madison Reagan, or Rocky. She's coming back as a pitcher. And I'm looking right now to just make sure I didn't miss anybody, but I think that's everybody. And then you got Peque, who's coming back.
Well, Rocky was as nervous as Courtney. Both of those, they just got so at that state tournament. They kept saying, well, Courtney is capable of hitting a home run every time up. Rocky's capable of hitting a home run. And you wouldn't, when you look at the two of them, Rocky looks like Rocky. Mm-hmm. Courtney looks like a wimpy cheerleader from Arrington, Alabama, but she didn't look like she would, but she never just dribbled it. It was all long fly balls.
Yeah. Well, and that's helped. I mean, Courtney came in and she could swing the bat. And
is that why you wanted?
Well, at first we didn't want her.
Oh, she's going to hear this.
And we've told her this. I mean, at first we didn't, and then she came in and ended up, exceeding our expectations.
She won a couple of games.
She won several games. She even won a couple at the national tournament.
Well, what are you looking forward to? Have you heard the words on everybody else's team in the conference?
We haven't. We don't. And I think we've talked about this several times. We don't worry about the conference. We don't worry about the state, national teams. We worry about Chipola. Every day, we're going to get better for Chipola. And if we do what we're supposed to do at the end of the season, we'll have a chance.
How many girls have you had saying, I didn't really realize how hard y'all work us, or you hadn't worked them hard yet?
We haven't started yet.
Oh, okay. There's two sitting across the room right now. But Cheyenne has been on a lot of teams. She's one of the new girls, and she can play. But she hadn't ever been worked hard yet.
We'll see. We start Tuesday. We start full speed Tuesday. We've started doing some conditioning early right now. We're doing some CrossFit activities. But next Tuesday, we'll start and we'll be full speed.
Hitting or pitching? What you got the best this time?
I still think we've got some pitching. We've got two of the kids, Madison Reagan, who led the country last year in ERAs, coming back.
Yep.
Ilona's coming back from beating Miami-Dade 3 out of 4 times.
I know it.
I should say 3 out of 3. The other game she didn't even pitch, so
Yeah,
she
so
beat them
it
3
only
times.
counts.
And then you've got Cheyenne, who's coming in as a pitcher.
Does she throw it 70 miles an hour?
She doesn't throw it 70, but she spins
69.
it. She spins it.
Did she? That's even better.
She spins it.
Yeah.
You've got Brianna Sorrento, who's coming in,
Yeah.
who will be more of a power pitcher. She'll probably be in the mid-60s.
Well, what did Jessica throw last year at the starting of the year?
Starting the year, she was only 61, 62.
And then ended up throwing 65, 66.
Yeah. And then touched 70 a couple times.
Really? When
but
was that? State tournament, national? Which one?
Well, right before. Some of the games that are, because we've got the radar gun displayed on our field, so we got to see some of
Is
those
that
in the
a
conference.
conditioning, or is that just you getting better at doing what you do?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think conditioning was a major factor where she just got stronger.
Yeah.
And then, two, she has some mechanical issues. And I shouldn't say issues. She had an injury with her toe.
I remember that, yeah.
So she changed some mechanics. And then we had to video some of it and came back and found out what was going on. And then
How do you think she's going to do at South Carolina?
I think she'll do well.
They wanted her bad.
They wanted her. She's there. She was there this summer, working hard. And, we'll see. It's the SEC. They're pretty tough. The one thing that I think she's going to have to overcome is, once they get video, how does she do the second time?
Yeah.
The first time I think she'll be okay, but the SEC will videotape everything and break you down, and you're going to have to adjust, and we'll see what happens.
Why do you say that?
Well, and I'll use Florida as an example, and they're some of the best hitters in the country. You might fool them a couple times,
But you can't fool them every
you
time.
can't keep fooling them. So they're going to adjust, and what she's going to have to do is she's going to have to adjust. She can't keep doing the same thing every
Well, her best throw was to first base. We won't laugh about that one, but if they would have bunted every time to her, they could have got on half the time.
Well, I think so.
Is that psychological?
It
she
was
could
because
not throw it to first.
Well, in practice she can. In practice she can. She's probably got one of the best arms on the team. She can throw it as hard as anybody. She can throw it to first. She can throw it to second. She can throw it anywhere.
But
in the game, she all of a sudden
they didn't figure that out. But that's good.
Well, no, and then you also got her throwing it so hard though. I mean,
Well, let me ask you this: in baseball, pitchers expect to be taken out. You throw a little bit, and second time they come up and they start hitting you, you're gone, because that's the way baseball is. In softball, sometimes you let them work through it. Is that how do you do that?
We will early in the year, early in the fall. We'll let them work through some issues to see what they got. The best pitchers we've had are the kids that competed. When they don't have their good stuff, they still go out there and win.
Yeah.
And you can only find that out by letting them go.
Well, look at batting averages. Last year, we couldn't have been home runs, doubles, and triples as like years past. I mean, we were pitiful at long ball.
We didn't hit but 2 at the national tournament.
I know.
And but we didn't give up any either.
No.
We don't coach a style that we hit a lot of home runs.
If I ask you a question, you gonna tell me the truth?
Yes.
When we were playing in that final game down there, and it said, and you kept saying, "Keep working," did you think we could win?
Yes. With the team we had, with most of the teams we have at Chipola, it's not over until the last out. I thought then that if we could get in the situation, we could win. And it took a break to get us in that situation. With runners at first and third, there was a pop-up, bunt.
They all fought over.
They all fought over. And
is that because they never played a small ball team?
I don't know. I just think
all their batters try to hit it out every time. They didn't bunt at all, did they?
No, they didn't. And I think what happened there was, they got excited. I mean, they catch that right there, and it's one out, and we don't move up the runners. And I think it was their best player, who's the pitcher, was trying to do too much. And
they named her the best player of the tournament because they thought the game was over. The media must have voted on the 6th inning, don't you think?
Well, and that was, and I don't want to say controversy because it really didn't matter to us, but even then, and that kind of gives you an example of the team we had, was there was not one player on our team that just stood out.
Yeah, that's
true. We just were the best team. I mean, statistically wise, we couldn't. Now we had some better than she was.
Yeah.
But we didn't match up statistically wise with anybody.
Well, working on the TV side of things, at times I'd say, I hope they don't hit a ground ball. I hope they hit a fly ball to the outfield because they don't make errors. If they don't hit it out, we'll catch it. But sometimes we booted it in the infield when we didn't need to, obviously. But in softball, if you hesitate a half a second, they're on first base.
They're on first. But that's and I keep going back to this, but and what I told these kids, the other day was, every day I want to put you, Miss Hendricks wants to put you, Kelly wants to put you in a situation that you're going to fail. So every day you're getting better for that national tournament or that state tournament.
Yeah, not the next game, but the whole.
Yeah, for the big picture. So every day we work to make you fail. And sometimes it comes off as, we're harsh or we're mean, whatever. But the big picture is, when it comes down to the state tournament and you make an error, it's over.
Well,
you got the next play.
We were playing somebody, and it was a black kid from up around Atlanta somewhere for some other team in one of our tournaments we have here. And the daddy, I went to the stands and sat with him down around the third baseline of the stands. I decided I'd politic a little bit. And he sat there a few minutes and watched us, and he said, I wonder, do they do that every time? They throw it to first, and then they throw it somewhere else. I said, yeah, they do. They have to make 2 moves and sometimes 3 on every play. If there's somebody else on base, they may not be loafing because they're going to be out. And he said, I wish we had coaches like that because all we do is scrimmage. All we do is scrimmage. I said, well, maybe that's how your coach wants to do it. Some coaches scrimmage and say, now, what happened here? What do we do? But situation is what I like sometimes, where you do over repetition. Well,
I think that comes down to what we were talking about earlier is, we're going to focus on Chipola.
Well,
Chipola, we're going to try to be the best we can be, and then if we match up with a team that's better, then they beat us.
When do we play first? I know the fall don't count, but when we play?
We play in the fall, so we play September 19th. We're going to play here. So we're playing 4 games on September 19th here at Chipola.
That's a Saturday.
That's a Saturday. And then we follow up. Then the following weekend, we go to University of Tennessee. 26th and 27th, we play University. Well, actually, we play Tennessee Tech, Alabama Huntsville on Saturday. We play University of Tennessee and Lee on Sunday. The following weekend after that, which is October 3rd and 4th, we're playing Ole Miss and Delta State at Oxford.
Yeah.
The following weekend, we play Auburn. Actually, we play Georgia Tech the 10th. At Georgia Tech for a doubleheader. The following weekend after that is the 17th. We play Auburn, doubleheader. The following weekend is 24th. We play FAMU at their place. Then we host again November 1st, which is a Sunday.
Yep.
We're hosting again at our place.
Who's playing in that one?
Just 4 travel ball teams. We'll
okay.
invite some travel ball teams in. And then we finish our fall season with University of Florida at their place.
Well, you can forget winning at Florida if they do like they did last year.
We're going to beat them this year.
Well, that was interesting. About our 3rd or 4th batter hit a home run. Yep. Up to then, their dugout was screaming and laughing and carrying on. And then all of a sudden, when she hit that home run, that's the only hit we got in 2 games. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you, they got serious over there because they knew they were playing somebody that could beat them.
Yeah. Well, and that's what we talked about. And same thing, we're going to compete. And that's what we talked about. We're never out of a game. So we try to instill that from when we played University of Florida. we expect to beat them. Now, player per player, they're better.
Well, I will end it with this. Rocky was pitching in some weekend game just to let him practice. Pitiful. I mean, pitiful. Do you remember what I'm talking about? She came off the field and you said, I should have never let you pitch today because this one don't mean anything, you don't think. Because it don't. And it should, but this is not Chipola playing. You're just playing with those girls there.
Well,
if it's not real, it's got to be real, doesn't it?
Well, and that's why she pitched some this summer with a local travel ball team, and she gave up more runs this summer in 2 games than she did all year.
Coach, thank you for being here today,
thank you.
folks. Folks, you've seen it right here on Chipola College Television. All of our coaches here are going to do a weekly show when the season is in, and a monthly show when they're not in, or if something's happening unique they want to come talk about. But I do appreciate the Hendrickses, and she's the boss, trust me. We've learned that a long time ago, but I appreciate them. But most of all, I appreciate you watching and supporting Chipola College Television.